We're going to get right to tying this Frenchie. This is a Lance Egan fly pattern. And we're going to make sure today that we have a nice thin body with this pheasant tail. Definitely seen a lot of people say that they can have some difficulties getting a nice thin body on Frenchies or any pheasant tail body fly. So we're going to see what we can do today. This is a size 18 fly, so we're going to get our CDL tail tied in here. This is maybe 5 pieces of CDL. Get a few wraps in there. We can pull this tail to length. About the length of the body. So right there is going to look pretty good. Before we can get to our pheasant tail body, we got to get our copper wire rib tied in. Just bring that wire to our side of the hook. All the way back to where the tail starts. And bring our thread all the way back up behind the bead. So now we got our pheasant tail here. And to tie it in, we want to get rid of those tips, but just a little bit of those tips. Don't trim off too much. This is going to help us keep a thin body to this fly. So just trap those. Keep this on our side of the hook. Wrap back. Now here's the thing. I only have 3 pheasant tail fibers. When I was tying up a bunch of 16s, I had 4 pheasant tail fibers. So this being an 18, we went with 1 less so we can keep things nice and thin. To keep things durable, little drop of Zap-A-Gap on top is going to help our fibers really get stuck down. It can kind of be a little bit of a blob there. Just use a bodkin to get those how you want them. We're going to pull these to where they're up and starting to do a wrap so everything's equal. And we're going to use some hackle pliers to grab a hold. Just let them hang straight down around the hook point and up. We want to be very gentle with these. We don't want to hit the hook point. We just want to let these fibers sit right next to the previous wrap. And you can just slowly let them wrap right next to the previous one. These 3 strands really help keep the body under control here. Until we get right up behind the bead, we can capture it. And here I am using some 10-aught thread, a wrap in front, or a wrap. Let's start off a wrap behind, a wrap in front, and a couple behind. We can trim those out close. One more wrap to kind of bring it back. And now counter wrap with that wire. It's a small sized wire. I like the small size because you can have you can space it a little closer together. It kind of really doesn't get in the way with a bunch of closer wraps. The brassy size, I think it looks too bulky. So once we got that wrapped, we can now helicopter that wire out of there. A few more wraps. Being mindful of the other side. Now we're ready for our dubbing. Just need barely anything on a size 18, 16 really. Just get that thread dirtied up. I probably have too much on here anyway. I have too much on there. There's just too much all in the same spot. We'll kind of elongate that. Didn't do a good job of making an even dubbing noodle. Okay. Just like that. Got a nice little thorax all over. Now we do want a little bit of a hot spot collar with this red thread. You can get that from the whip finish. Little 3-turn whip finish. Pull it tight. Throw a little 2-turn right on top of that. Kind of gets you your hot spot you're looking for. Trim that off nice and close. Don't show this often, but when I'm tying flies for orders, I will come in here with some UV Craft ultra thin, and just with hardly anything on that brush, I'll just work my way around like that with the tip of that brush right on those thread wraps. A little fiber right there that's going to have to come out. And that's just going to make it so those thread wraps are going to be absolutely bomb proof. But you can see we got a nice taper with that pheasant tail. So it's all about trimming that pheasant tail really close to the tips before tying it in, so we don't have too much bulk with that pheasant tail, and then just use those hackle pliers and get nice tight spacing, and you're going to have a nice thin body on all your pheasant tail flies. So go ahead and give it a try. Let me know how it works. Thanks for watching.